How do you start any video? I think that's the question. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I still hate Kobeni. I think she is awful. I hate her facial expressions. It's really her facial expressions. The way that the artist was able to draw her and this just disgusted look that she continually has on her face just absolutely drives me insane. So even though I will admit she was hella cool this episode and she showed up and she definitely has some hidden skills and talents that we have not been privy to. Now, obviously, everybody on the team, everybody on the squads, everybody in the divisions all have something special that they bring to these divisions. You can't just simply say, oh, I have this random vendetta against XYZ devil, and that's what I'm going to be here, and, I'll just learn as I go. Everybody has to bring something to the table, whether it's a certain tenacity, a certain attitude, or a physical skill. So it seems that Kobeni's side was physicality and a physical skill. I can't really say for certain if it's because of the devil that she has contracted with. I can't really say for certain if that is the actual cause, or in fact, if the actual cause just simply ends up being her natural capabilities. Regardless, she was extremely badass, and she even said herself, and I kind of wrote it down here, she said that she got too high. So I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that means from adrenaline. I don't know if that means from, kind of the feeling of killing that old lady. I don't exactly know what this high that she speaks of. It also could be something that she could be ingesting or taking to perform these certain actions. I know we're going to definitely 1,000,000% find out more about Kobeni. They can't just simply say, hey, Kobeni's a superhero and just kind of go like, I wonder how that happened. We're going to have to find out more about that as the anime kind of like unfolds more. I'm sure we'll now get, her side of the story, kind of maybe her backstory, a little bit more on what her abilities are, maybe the devil that she's contracted with, etc. But regardless, I do love how she was able to finally come through and drive off the two main folks that were the hired help from the devil gun, or the gun devil. And I like how she was able to severely injure the main dude who was kind of like our antagonist. Also very interesting, very call out that one girl who summons the snake that she's contracted with lost a fingernail, so it looks like she has to trade some kind of bodily something to this devil she's contracted with to make it happen, as most tend to have. So I definitely wanted to shout that out there. Also very sad that, what's his name? I forget what the dude's name is. I was going to look it up prior to actually hitting record. I'm like, he's not even really worth it that much. We spent 3 episodes with this dude, and kind of passively. He wasn't even a big part of them. He was kind of in the background. And the funniest moment was when he was killed over, kind of like, under a blanket, just being scared during the hotel scene. Whatever. The guy had a crush on Kobeni. He saved her. He got shot. He got shot again. Which caused Kobeni to spiral out. So thankfully, thank him for, Kobeni stepping up to the plate, essentially. So very, very interesting there. Also, I'm going to kind of bounce around a couple other places. The other thing I really enjoyed here is just Makima's storyline. I did write down, I can't believe she's dead. I don't think she's dead. And then I wrote down, she ain't dead, fam, which is really, really cool. Now, obviously, I need to know more about Makima as well. Did she live because she's contracted? Did she live because she's also a fiend? She has those crazy eyes, so I'm going to lean towards the fiend part and less on the human part. She could be possessed. She also could be somebody who's been experimented on. She could be a half devil, half human thing. We don't know. There's several different ways that Makima's storyline can go. She could be something. She could be the what do you call it? The result of a weird devil human experiment. She could be contracted with some kind of devil who gives her her powers and gives her the way she looks and her regenerative abilities. She could be a fiend, kind of like Power and kind of how Denji is in a sense, in that kind of sense. She could be something like Denji to where, he's still Denji and he has the power of the devil. She could be a fiend like Power where she is the devil and the person who was before is no longer. She could be some kind of hybrid. Regardless, she's definitely contracted with some kind of devil that does allow sacrificialness to happen, which gives her her power, which is why she was able to borrow 30 inmates that were sentenced to life, basically 30 death row inmates, and she was able to exchange their life for basically everybody who attacked from the Gun Devil, minus those two who were our main attackers. So obviously she is completely badass, and she definitely drove a high level of fear into these people here. Now, what ends up sucking up is, most of the divisions were wiped out. So Makima is now going to be placed as the big boss in charge, and she's going to be leading all the divisions who were merged into one. So definitely some crazy shit that is ahead of us that's going to be happening kind of over time. Very, very sad to see Himeno go. I love the what do you call it? Like kind of like obituary, or kind of like the praising of, or kind of like the final goodbye, the remembrance ED. The ED was all centered around Himeno, and I love how this anime did introduce a character that I immediately felt some affinity with. I really like Eye Patch Girl quite a bit, and it's really sad to see that she went away. Aki is now going to be traumatized virtually forever, so I can't wait to see on how he bounces back. And maybe there was some love there that he never verbally said, but obviously Himeno's love for Aki definitely outweighed his, because she was able to sacrifice herself for Aki. And I also love how her last thing that she was able to do was her ghost devil that she had, the kind of the ghosting, and she was able to pull Denji's cord before dissipating into wherever devils dissipate into. So I thought that was pretty cool too. So overall, interesting episode. A lot of things that happen. Kobeni showing up and being a total effing G. Her stupid ass face, though, I hate it so much. The ED kind of like remembering, or a remembrance of Himeno with a lot of squishiness, really, really cool. Denji getting cut in half, he'll be fine somehow, some way. And then all the cool things that happen with Makima. And now we just need to know two characters. We need to know more about two characters, Makima and Kobeni. And then hopefully we can just piece our boy Denji back together. But regardless, that's all I have. I thought this was a total just amazing episode. I was really, really invested in this episode, and I have a lot of questions, even more than what I just went. I have a lot of questions now that I'm crossing fingers that the anime will end up answering in the next few episodes here. But really, really cool episode. A lot of unexpected twists and things that happened and occurred, and I'm here for it. All right, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. As always, my friends, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to see you all next Tuesday for Chainsaw Man episode 10. All right, peace out.